Today, we're going to be talking about two very helpful mindset shifts that you can immediately make that will help you to see some changes today if you are still working on your particular root causes of self-consciousness. Real quick, simply put, self-consciousness is basically a negative hyper-focus on yourself and your actions. It isn't self-awareness, as self-awareness is rooted in the well-rounded picture of reality. Self-consciousness is scrutinizing, feeling anxiety and shame, magnifying flaws, and exclusively concentrating on them in oneself. Self-consciousness is in the same vein as cognitive distortions, as it is a catalyst for distorted thinking and also a result of it. At the root of all of your negative thinking, you will find your core wounds, which are basically extremely deep-rooted beliefs that you view yourself and the world through, and we generally get these from negative childhood experiences. Until you heal your core wounds, you will view the world through their perception, as our thoughts stem from all of our deep-rooted beliefs. Then our thinking will cause an emotional reaction, and then we live our lives accordingly. If we have healthy beliefs and heal these deep-rooted unhealthy beliefs, then our thinking is generally healthy, and we have that ability to live our lives with our mental health intact. All of that being said, it takes consistent effort over time to eradicate core wounds. So what do you do in the meantime when you can't put certain areas of your life on hold? What we're going to be talking about today are two mindset shifts that will help you when self-consciousness comes online for you and will support you in the period of your life in which you are still healing and even after, as these are two very healthy mindsets to have, no matter if you're healed or unhealed. They're healthy mindsets forever. The first mindset shift is going to be curiosity. Now, curiosity is a personality trait that some people have naturally more than others, but that doesn't mean that you can't grow this trait. In fact, part of forming a strong self-identity or strengthening your self-identity is choosing the traits that you want to embody and nurturing them. Curiosity will help you to refocus on the things, events, and people around you rather than on the negative loops of thinking that self-consciousness fosters. When we are able to just simply focus on our lives, we are able to just be. We are able to actually participate and experience and be in flow with our lives. And one important point in healing is gaining control of your focus. This will be an important strength when it comes to rewiring your core wounds, as one of the efforts that you put into the work is going to be directing your focus to feeling the opposite of the core wound. And this is something that I help my clients with in extreme detail in my one-on-ones as part of achieving a secure attachment style. If you're interested in a one-on-one or ongoing one-on-one appointments, please visit my website and send a detailed message via the contact page. So what exactly do we want to be more curious about? We want to get curious about the things that we are naturally interested in, because these things are generally connected to our needs, and we always feel better when we're getting our needs met in areas of our lives and in our relationships. In fact, getting our needs met a certain amount of time is a requirement for healthy relationships and areas of our lives to be healthy for us. An example of becoming more curious in our lives could be asking someone what they think about XYZ and starting an interesting conversation. If conversations aren't happening that are engaging and interesting to you, it could be up to you to start them. If you're interested in people's stories, it could be learning more about the people in your life and asking engaging questions that you feel like are appropriate for the given situation. In this way, you get the ball rolling to having more fulfilling conversations and situations. The next mindset shift that I'm going to talk about is a focus on fulfillment. Now, what does this mean? This means examining your life and determining what makes you feel fulfilled. If you have trouble figuring that out, there are two things that you can look at. The first is a question that can lead back to this. Ask yourself, what gives you a sense of purpose? At the end of your life, what is the mark that you want to leave here? After deeply examining my life, I know that two of my purposes are one, helping people to heal trauma, and two, animal welfare. And with that one thing in particular for me is I've gotten involved in the cat care community with rescuing and volunteering at a cat rescue and being the best mom that I can to my babies at home. Finding purpose is so valuable to any and everyone. Once you start living a life of purpose, it really just helps self consciousness fall by the wayside because, one, purpose is simply not about a focus on yourself. And when purpose becomes important, self consciousness gets to become irrelevant, for lack of a better word. And two, there is no way to not feel good about yourself from your core when you start living for your purpose or purposes. The second thing to help you focus on fulfillment is figuring out what your personality needs are and creating healthy ways of getting those needs met in different areas of your life. For example, if you have a personality need for emotional connection, how can you start more conversations with people that create this connection? If you have certain topics that are interesting to you, how can you create more conversations that inject these topics here and there? Or where can you possibly go that you can form new relationships with like-minded people? Another random example, if autonomy is a big personality need for you, how can you make sure that you're honoring that in work settings, in community settings? Sometimes it's about trying to do some new things on your own and then, in turn, gaining the self-confidence of realizing that you are indeed quite good at figuring out and delegating these things to yourself and handling them in your own way where you can. So, to recap, the two mindset shifts that will help support your healing journey in the particular area of self consciousness is one, a redirection of focus to curiosity, and two, a redirection of focus to fulfillment. If this was helpful to you, please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you so much for being here.